Yo. Oh la la. Hi guys. So I came here on the top of the hill. I think it's the highest point in Barcelona, almost, that I can access. I'm not sure if it was such a great idea now, but I'm here to make a 360-degree panorama with the gimbal. I already have the tripod. And behind us, there's the Mirador of Barcelona, aka the bunkers. As you can see, there's a lot of wind. I will just place all the data that I need in the app, let the gimbal make the calculation of the area that we need, all the pictures. Next, we're gonna go to the Sagrada Familia to make a huge 360 megapixel picture with the gimbal again and the 7D Mark II. Let's jump right into it. So here is how it works. The gimbal has a rotating head and it can pan, it can tilt, and it can create trajectories. We can use a function called Panorama, in which we can define an area to cover. And I'm trying to get a panoramic view in very high definition. This one is not 360 degrees, but it shows how the gimbal defines the pictures to take. You can also enter the sensor size of your camera. For the 7D Mark II, it's APS-C, and I use a 24mm prime lens, which I'm filming with right now. After some tests, I know that the 24mm creates some distortions, but at least my computer can process the final picture. I could use a 50mm, but I'm not sure how much memory I can use for the final image. Once the app has defined the sections to cover, we can also define an interval between each shot, so we have enough time to take the picture. By the way, I had this cable that I bought on AliExpress. It's a USB-C to N3 connector type. It does work in the sense that a signal is transmitted, but the DJI RS3 Mini isn't compatible with the Canon 7D Mark II. Okay, so to clarify what's happening, the cable is meant to trigger the shutter every time that the application moves the gimbal and wants to take a new picture. But the gimbal isn't able to control the Canon 7D Mark II via that cable. However, if you just click on power, you can see that it triggers a random picture. But in the context of the application, you cannot trigger the shutter. So even if you have the cable, the application is not made to be compatible in that context. And that has been confirmed by DJI itself, as it's compatible with the previous models RS2 and RS-C2 and the newer models RS4 and RS4 Pro. I was wondering if maybe DJI just didn't test it. So I reached out to the DJI support and simply asked them what's going on with that incompatibility for that specific model. At first, I received a generic answer like, sorry for the inconvenience, blah blah blah. So I pointed out that the previous and newer models were compatible. Why not the RS3 Mini? Robert, that's his name, kindly forwarded the request to the DJI engineering team. And this morning I received an answer.
Dear customer, thanks for waiting. Hopefully the RS3 Mini can work with the Canon 7D Mark II in the future. Thank you very much for your attention and feedback. We feel sorry for any inconvenience, Have a good day and Happy New Year.
So basically, it's not that it cannot be done, it's just that not enough people have complained about it yet or asked for it yet. So if you have a Canon 7D Mark II and want this implemented, you can request that feature to be added by emailing them at support@dji.com. If enough of us ask for it, they might prioritize it. That said, I found a workaround for the day. I just set the timer of the 7D to 2 seconds, so the gimbal has the time to settle in its initial position after I stop pressing the button. There are 7 seconds between each picture that I've set, so there's plenty of time to click and let the gimbal do its thing before it moves to the next picture. I place the gimbal on top of a tripod for more elevation, and then I let the app do its thing. I just click the trigger every 7 seconds. For example, I'm in the zone of El Carmel.
So this is the area that I want a panorama of. I took that shot also with the gimbal with another function of the same app. I will take the different pictures with the help of the gimbal. When editing on the computer, I first make sure that I color grade all the images in Canon's dedicated software. I then convert from raw CR2 files to JPEG, and from there I have my batch ready for processing.
Then I stitch together all the pictures, and here is the result for the pictures of El Carmel. Look at that precision. With a simple 24mm lens, you can see the Sagrada Familia here, that huge thing, which I think it's a business center, and everything else is super clear. Okay, so now let's get back to our 360-degree panorama. We have all these pictures that we will stitch together with Affinity Photo. And it finds two different options. I choose the one that makes the most sense, and an eternity later, we have a panorama. There are some things I didn't really grasp yet, but I'm sure there's room for improvement. I made sure to focus on the middle of the view, then set the focus to manual, and double-checked it with the viewfinder zoom. The result is a 240 megapixel file. I didn't like the start and the end points of the panorama, so I did a quick re-edit, but yeah, there are some artifacts. Nonetheless, as you can see, we can browse the entire picture and it's all in high definition. I'm not sure how I can pull this off, but I'd like to make a grand format poster of it for the next studio. A good time to remind you to like and subscribe, that helps a lot in our journey. Okay, so after this little escape, I went to the Mirador of Juan Sales, where I tried some time lapses, but nothing really impressive. I also took a 1 hour long video of the sun setting. During this time, a very cool couple of Ukrainian girls asked me to take pictures of them, which I did, and we got those pictures out of the quick session that we did. I would like to credit them in the video, but I don't have their contact, though they have mine. I just remember they told me I could use these pictures in the video, so here it is. What I can tell you is that the girl on the left is an influencer in the pet product niche, dogs more specifically, but I forgot their names. I recall something like Paulina, but I'm sure it's not correct. I'm really bad with names, actually, so sorry for that. It's not just you, it's everybody. But yeah, they were very kind, they asked me tons of questions, and I ended up advising them to visit Sitges, which is not far from Barcelona. Then there was a British girl from Manchester who replied with an enchanting pardon. She was lovely and I wish I could see her again, but like an idiot, I didn't take her contact. However, she has mine and I think she is subscribed to the channel, so if by any chance you see this video, feel free to contact me anytime. Thank you very much. Now, let's move to the landmark of Barcelona, the iconic Sagrada Familia.
So I took this shot to show you the reason behind the use of a tripod. Without it, I would have captured way too many tourists. Also, you can see that even with the 24mm, I cannot get the entire monument in the frame. And check where the branches get into the shot. To avoid them, I had to move forward by 1 meter. Then I eventually took the pictures.
Same concept, same process, 45 pictures. And as you can see, every detail is there.
You can see better the details with this image than while you are in front of the cathedral. There are so many details that even writings I never noticed, but with this view, it's really another experience.
And that's it, I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe for more and see you in the next one. Peace.